Breaking news from Qatar, flights grounded, and warnings issued after US airstrikes in Iran. Airports in Doha and across the Gulf are seeing mass disruption, with major airlines cancelling or rerouting flights after the US struck Iranian nuclear sites late last week. The UK and US have both advised their citizens in Qatar to shelter in place, citing an abundance of caution. The US Embassy in Doha issued the alert after military tensions spiked across the region. Qatar's airspace has now been temporarily closed, affecting hundreds of transit flights. British Airways, Emirates, American, United, Singapore Airlines and others have all suspended services or diverted routes away from Iranian, Iraqi and Gulf airspace. Despite the disruption, Qatar's government says the security situation remains stable and that there are no specific threats to the country itself. However, the diplomatic concern is clear. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar is a major US military hub, and officials are monitoring for any signs of escalation. Travelers have been urged to check with airlines before flying and prepare for possible delays or cancellations. Airlines are offering rebooking options, but some insurance coverage may not apply due to the nature of the disruption. The situation is still developing. We'll keep you updated as more details come in. You've been watching Steve Rowland News. Like and follow for more updates on this story and other news stories.
It's been kind of intense here in Doha over the last 30 minutes or so. We left the airport and that's when we started hearing bangs. This is some video that I took with my cell phone. We pulled over, got right out of the car, and you could see there were these bright lights in the sky, many of them coming away from the US military base and flying over the Doha skyline, clearly like missile defense systems, but there were several that I saw going in the opposite direction towards the US military base here right outside Doha in Qatar. So the Qatari government has confirmed that their missile defense systems stopped the attack from happening on the military base here, the American military base, the Iranian attack. It's still so fresh though, we don't know for sure whether any of the missiles made it through. I didn't hear any sirens, but it was very, I immediately I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost like fireworks. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never like covered a war before, truthfully, but it was just these little specks in the sky, the missile defense systems, and then we saw a couple of them going towards the US military base. So I'll keep you guys posted if anything else happens tonight. It's been quiet here for, I would say, the last like 15 minutes or so.
In case you're wondering what are the effects of US bombing Iran, well, I guess the reality is here with us, as Iran has launched missiles at the US air base in Qatar, leading to a lot of travelers being stuck at the airport between different countries. Why? Because Qatar has closed airspaces as the world awaits possible Iranian retaliation. Now we're going to be hearing people's reactions towards this closing of the airports, as well as travelers' experience as they are stuck in different parts of the world.
Okay guys, so British Airways have had to cancel their flights to Dubai and Doha. So if you had a flight yesterday, today or tomorrow, it's most likely going to be diverted or cancelled. This is obviously due to the USA dropping in Iran. So BA have said that they're contacting customers to advise them of the situation and what their options are. So they have a flexible booking policy. So if you're booked to travel between now and the 24th of June, you can rebook onto a later flight up until the 6th of July. And that's free of charge, and you can do it by phoning them.
There are over 1,900 flights canceled or delayed this weekend. Friendly reminder, U.S. airlines are required to pay you cash if your flight is canceled or extremely delayed. Delay over 3 hours in the U.S. and a delay over 6 hours internationally. So go get your money.
Well, what do you mean they're closing all the flights and cancelling them? Oh man, I hope it doesn't affect mine. But my flight to London, I really hope it just stays, man. So what if it gets cancelled? I have to stay in Dubai a little bit extra. It's long, man. Please, God, man, please, make sure the flight gets cancelled. Please. People back home are waiting for me, man.
Good morning, my lovely babes. So why does I was thinking about this. There should be no flights in Florida since there's a nuclear war or World War III, whatever you want to call it, going on. So why? I was like, ain't that dangerous for them to be sending out airplanes? The airport should be closed down. Then I see on the news, that they closed the airport. Is y'all trying to kill us or what? Y'all should have been did that dumbass shit. Why wait that damn long to close the airport? I was like, Trump, I don't know. Why the hell all of a sudden now you in a damn chair? It's a damn war. I knew it ever since that lady from the Denver airport. Ever since that lady from that Denver airport came and said that, I knew it. I'm like, damn. Nobody got time for this shit. Trump, bitch already worried about bills. You ain't got time for no war. Shit, maybe if they blow that bitch up, I ain't got to worry about no goddamn bills. Blow the house up. Without me and my kids in it. But for real though, like, they should have been closed the airport. I was thinking this whole time, like, there should be no, I don't know. And then they talking about they bombing Iran and shit. Why? Leave them people alone. Let Israel deal with that shit on their own. Damn. When they say history repeating itself, history is definitely repeating itself. History is repeating itself. Every time you look around, you can see some shit that happened years ago and be like, damn, I remember in 19 that happened. My daddy do that all the time. You like, they said this, and then in the Bible, and then, you know, the Christians say, oh, we living in our last days. When stuff like that be going on, that's what they say. We living in our last days. Other old folks say that. We living in our last days. When they see things that happen that ain't supposed to be happening, or, you know, that they talked about, you know, in the 1900s or whatever you want to say. But yes. Oh, I gotta get the hell from behind this. Well, yeah, I'll just get on here to talk about war crap. It's just beyond me. I'm so perplexed when it comes to the shit, because, like, why and what is going to hell on? I'm not going to be able to get past this. But see y'all later. I'm on my way to work. I had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was so active. I'm so glad that I had. My weekend was active. Meaning I did something both days. Saturday and Sunday. And it makes me feel good for Monday. I took my exam. I got an 88%. Yes, go me. But see y'all, talk to y'all later. Love you guys. Bye.
Right, so I contacted my travel agent and they said that basically if I cancel it or change the destination or the dates or anything, I'm going to have to pay. So I said, what if I move the date until maybe next year? Would I still have to pay? And they were like, yeah, you'd lose your money for this holiday and you'd need to start again basically. Like you, I'm flying with an airline that probably travels just mostly to like the Middle East area. So I'm very restricted on where I can go. If they were to say like this is your option, you're able to change destinations. I don't mind changing it to like next year or whatever, you know, just kind of putting it off just now. But at the same time, I wish they would just give us back our money and be like, right, that's it, done, you can't fly. I think the government are holding back with the warning because they know it's going to be crazy. But it's just not right. It's just everybody's scared to go. My kids are terrified now to go. Obviously they've been seeing all this crap everywhere and it's nerve-wracking. I just don't know what to do. I've no idea. I'm in really in two minds just to cancel the holiday. But if I cancel it, say I can't, it's not going to make a difference because they're not going to give me back the money. So there's no point on me saying, oh, I'll just kind of cancel it and then just hope for the best. I'll need to wait until the very last minute And if I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go, but in hope that they will actually issue a warning and cancel it, and then we'll get reimbursed. Apart from that, yeah, there's not very much. Every time I go on social media, I'm just seeing an update. This is panicking, and I'm thinking, but the government website's not changing. There's no more warnings than what's already sat in place at the moment, and it's not enough to warrant a cancellation. So you're in a catch-22. And like you, the airline only flies to certain destinations, so you're kind of like, what do you do? Shit. Anyway, so God knows, I have no idea what's going to happen. I think at this point, I'm just going to have to wing it to the very end, and hopefully they cancel it before we're due to go. We're going in a week, so we don't have long to wait. Yeah, I have no idea. It is quite bad.
And what do we do when our flight gets canceled from Nice to New York, leaving us the whole day at the airport today, only to find out there was no air conditioning on the plane. The plane gets canceled, retrieve our bags, find a hotel in Nice. Tomorrow have to fly on Delta, but not nonstop, have to do a 3-hour layover. I'm glad you asked. We use a hotel ice tong to open up the tin of caviar that we took from the boat because not one pearl was getting left behind. You're welcome. This is the brand Ars Italica Ocetra Calvisius Imperial. It's very good. Rice cracker, the paprika.
Breaking news, Iran has launched missiles at U.S. base in Qatar. God damn! So for those of you out there that are celebrating war or saying, oh, it's not war, we're not in war, well, it looks like it's escalating.
Jesus Christ.
I guess we're not going to have any peace, right? We're not going to end any wars. We're going to continue to fund Israel, and then now we're going to pour trillions more into a war against Iran and whoever else joins the party, right? Last part's the most important. As we all suspected, again, we warned everyone, but nobody believes it and said it's fake news. Yeah, we're definitely at war now. Let me know what you think in the comments.
There have been multiple airline cancellations and flight suspensions over the past few days, ever since the Saturday US strikes on the Iran nuclear sites. There was a British Airways flight that redirected down to Zurich, and on Sunday, all British Airways flights to Dubai and Doha were cancelled. Emirates has so far continued its overnight flights from airports such as Gatwick and Heathrow, and some British Airways passengers may be rebooked onto those. Emirates Airlines has, however, cancelled all flights going to Tehran in Iran and Baghdad and Basra in Iraq until Monday the 30th of June. British Airways have said that for passengers with flights to Doha and Dubai up until Tuesday the 24th of June, they can rebook their flights up to the 4th of July. However, if you want to look at other options, definitely get in touch with British Airways customer service and see what options they have for you. But at the moment, of course, the situation is still ongoing and it's changing every single day. So if you are in a situation where you've got a flight coming up, get in touch with the airline carrier. They may be able to rebook you, or you might have to reschedule for a later date.